I've spoken to so many dentists recently, and the one thing a lot of young dentists are talking about is the fact that they're not happy with either the practice they're in or the actual UDA value that they have. So how is it that you can go out and do more, become more, and create that life that you want? Maybe it's a new practice you want. Maybe you want to go into private practice. Maybe you want a better UDA rate. How is it that you can go out there and do it? So I've got a few things that you can do. Number one, I want you to understand that your current position doesn't show where you're going to be in the future. This is just now, okay? So what you're going through right now, it's just because this is what you need to get through to be able to get to the next stage of your life. Number two, find something every day that you can be grateful for within your practice. So maybe it's the amount of money you're making, maybe it's the amount of people you're seeing, maybe it's the treatments you're doing, maybe it's the lives you're impacting. So I remember when I finished VT, I straight went into private practice. And looking back, the one thing I wish I could have done is possibly work in an NHS practice, because it would have given me a lot more patients to see and a lot more things I could have tried. So always find something that you can be grateful for every single day in what you're doing, which will help this transition become a lot easier. Number three, make sure that you're upskilling. If you want a new life, you've got to be able to do new things. So if you want to be able to get into that practice, get a better UDA rate, or go into private practice, you need to be able to make sure that you're skilled up enough. So find what you like to do and get yourself skilled up. I remember that I was told by my VT trainer that for the first 5 years, don't even think about making any money. All the money that you make in the first 5 years, put it back into yourself. And that's what I did. And every pound that I put inside myself, I made 10 back. The best investment you can ever make is in yourself. So find the money somehow to be able to upskill so you can be able to have the life that you want. Number four, that we're all waiting for that moment to happen before we feel it, right? You want to be in that practice before you're happy. You want to be able to get that UDA rate before you're happy. But what if it changed? What if you realize that to be able to get to where you want, you got to be able to feel that you have that already. So you need to be able to visualize, you need to believe that you're there already for it to happen in your life. So there's something called the belief cycle. And what it is over here you've got potential, over here you've got action, over here you've got results, and over here you've got belief, okay? So right now imagine that you're in an NHS practice and you're getting a low UDA rate. So your belief right now is that I'm in an NHS practice and I'm getting a low UDA rate. So how much potential do you tap into? Not much, right? But human potential is unlimited, right? You can do anything, become anyone you ever wanted. But most people's results in life don't match up to that. So if your belief is I'm in an NHS practice and I've got a low UDA rate, then what is how much potential are you going to tap into? Not much. If you don't tap into much potential, what kind of action are you going to take? Nil action. And what kind of results do you get? Small results. And then what happens to your belief? It's, yeah, this is where I am. So what if you could change that? But the only place that you can change things on this actual cycle is at the belief part. So imagine you woke up every single morning and you believe that you're in a great clinic, you're charging a great amount of money, and you're upskilled and you're the person that you want to be. Imagine if you had that belief in you every single morning. How much potential would you tap into? You tap into a hell of a lot more potential. If you tapped into a lot more of your potential, what kind of action are you going to take? Big or small? Massive, right? So you may upskill more, you may invest in yourself more, you may take on more interviews, you'll be a lot more confident, so you'll take a lot more action. When you take a lot more action in life, what happens to your results? Big or small? You get bigger results, right? And when you get bigger results, what happens to your belief? It's like, yeah, I can do this. And then what happens? You just tap into the cycle more and more. So what you need to do is the place it needs to start is in belief. So whatever you haven't got in your life right now and you want, you got to believe you're already there, because that's how it's going to play out. Before 1954, no one could ever run a mile in less than 4 minutes. And the cardiologist, the doctor, said that if you try to run a mile in less than 4 minutes, you would die, your heart would pop out of your chest. It's just impossible to do. So because everyone said it was impossible, do you think people could do it? No, no one did it. But there was one guy called Roger Bannister. He passed away last year. But Roger Bannister in 1954, he ran the 4-minute mile in his head. And he believed that he could do it, and he ran that mile in less than 4 minutes in his mind, and he believed it's possible. Then he went out there on the track, and all he did is he replicated what was in his mind but on the track, and he beat the 4-minute mile by 1 second. And you know, 46 days later, someone else did it. But what changed? The impossible became possible. And there are people in your life right now who are telling you things are impossible, but that's their version of life, not your version of life. So what's your 4-minute mile right now? Is it that you can't get into better practice? Is it that you can't get into private practice? Is it that you can't enjoy what you do? But imagine right now that that is your 4-minute mile, but you can break it by having the right type of belief. So number one, understand that you're only in this place right now. Your present moment doesn't define your future. Number two, be grateful every day for something that you have within the job you have right now. Number three, upskill. And number four, visualize that you're there, and very soon you'll have that in life.